Massage therapist or masseuse, have you ever had a session turn SZOL with a client? How did it go down? My massage therapist told me of a time a very hot woman was in for the first time. He told her to undress to her comfort level and left for her to do so. Usually at this point you then lay down under the sheet. But he entered a few minutes later to find her sitting naked in a chair asking what she should do next. He gives more detailed instructions now. When I was a teenager, my friend's mom was a massage therapist. One day when I went over there to hang out, she had a brand new RAV4 in the driveway. Me and my other friends always made jokes about how she gave happy endings. Riffing off what her job was, your mom jokes were popular for us then. Well, when we started asking him how his mom got a brand new $35 K premium package RAV4, he told us one of his mom's clients gave it to her for free. The jokes suddenly were too awkward to tell anymore. Former esthetician here. Not a masseuse. But I performed waxing on all parts of the body, so I certainly have a story or two. So, there's the Brazilian wax, which is everything gone from your downstairs, front and back. Salons have a male version they cheekily like to call manzillions. I've had a number of these, and without fail, when it comes time to take the towel away and start, there's at least a semi-chub going on. I'd explain that this happens with everyone, as penises aren't very self-aware. They just know they're out. There's a lady, and they're just happy to be there. I then place my first strip of wax, let it set, then re-ipe, and it would be like letting the air out of a balloon. Strangely, I never got any phone numbers. Semicolon. Oh, and to do your butthole you have to be on all fours. Big missed opportunity to call it a Brazilian. Just curious. Is an ethics class part of the coursework when getting your massage license? One of my friend's exes was a massage therapist. She said she constantly had people asking for hand jobs or to wear a low cut shirt and such. Don't actual places for that exist in every major city? Why bother someone who could lose their job over it? YTF, is everyone's mom a massage therapist? Not my story, but a co-worker's. He was giving a massage to a client and things were getting flirty. She was an attractive woman and he pushed it. Well, I guess he sucked at reading clues because she was married and was being friendly. She filed a complaint on him and he ended up losing his license. My mom was a massage therapist for a few years. Never shared if when she had issues like that. But there was one couple who would come in for separate sessions about every 2-3 weeks. Apparently one day, the wife jokes that the massages are better than sex. My mom, since they're all on good terms, jokes with the husband about it the next time he's in. He pulls his head out of the pillow long enough to say, "Don't make me choose. I can't choose." Edit. I'm a physiotherapist, but I have extensive training in deep tissue massage and dry needling. Pretty much every time I treat my girlfriend it ends with sex. Probably the closest thing to an answer you're gonna get. You're probably not gonna hear any stories about people with licenses doing anything SZOL with someone, as if it ever got out they would immediately lose their billing number. But I will say I've worked in a gym before where the RMT was sleeping with a few of his patients in and outside of the gym. This thread is believably disappointing. Yes. One of my clients had a hard time getting on the table, and when I was demonstrating how, he straddled me. Then he thought I was gonna massage his anus. The straw that broke the camel's back was when he got a boner during the session and asked me if he could do hand relief. I dismissed him. In 15 years, I've had 4 guys try to turn the session SZOL. Grosses me out. I make sure to give their name and phone number to all of my therapist friends as a heads up, because if they tried with me, they're gonna try another therapist until they get lucky. Friend. Thanks for the heads up. My mom and dad ran their own massage therapy business. My mom always said if a guy started giving any kind of signals that she would just start asking him about his mother. She said it never failed her. Edit. Thank you strangers for my first ever silver. I went from silver virgin to silver threesome in a flash. Edit part 2. And now a foursome. A guy I know ended up dating his chiropractor. There was mild flirting for a few sessions. And then she messaged him to say that he would need to switch to getting treated by a different chiro at the practice. He was pretty disappointed until she hinted. Because we aren't allowed to date our clients. Few weeks later. So. Babe. Dr. Steven doesn't do that in a quad massage that you used to do. Was that? Up. Totes inappropriate. 10/10 would injure back again. Wait, this isn't P-Run-Hub. Credit is absolutely P-Run-Hub. And if you don't believe, check out the questions later at night when people are settling down for their bedtime wank. Hey. Can finally contribute to this. I've been a registered massage therapist for 7 years now. There has been accidental slip-ups and whatnot which I just brush off. But one time a girl asked me to hop on the table with her, which was back when I was in my early years of practice. We didn't cover much of this in class BTW. So totally oblivious I said no, it's unethical, and should have stopped the massage there, but I kept going as if nothing happened. Finished the treatment, paid, and never saw her again, thankfully. My boss was PZF. Told me to see the cops about it since you never know what can be said in case of male versus female. So I did see the cop and he laughed at me. Dot. Maybe not the happy ending you reader expected, but this doesn't happen very often. Still fun work though. So yes. But no. I had a man and his wife come in a couple months ago. Cute couple. They wanted to be in the same room, which is typical. I was working on the husband. As I was doing that, I kept feeling him brush his hand against my leg. So I put out up on the table to get it out of the way. My thought was I was probably accidentally bumping into him or something. Well, a few weeks later husband comes back again. Alone this time. Same thing happened. Then all of a sudden his arm shoots up and his hands try to find their way down into my pants. I yelled and fell backwards into the wall. He gets up and tells me to hush. My boss knocks on the door and see the man standing over me naked. Yeah, he went to jail. Moral of the story. Respect your massage therapists. This isn't a movie. Most of us have student loans we're just trying to pay off. Coincidentally, I asked my Thai massage therapist about this last week. She said that whenever she will get a male client she doesn't know, she will yell "keep your undies on" before entering the room. If they still try something funny, she'll just find some really painful spots and concentrate on them until he is relaxed again. Man. So many stories of sexual misconduct and none of crazy escapades. It's like PRN is just fantasy or something. My sister wife had a male client who after the session decided to jerk off when she left him to allow him to get dressed. She saw he had jerked off all her massage table and had gone through a lot of tissues trying to clean it up. So the salon issued a warning on his account to remove all tissues and towels from the room once the massage is done. My wife said it was the funniest thing when he came in again. After the massage she calls the front desk and 2 girls come in and take everything out of the room. He got dressed really fast and left in shame and never came back. Edit. Hahaha, I didn't check Reddit for 6 hours and things went crazy. My sister wife is a joke between myself and my sister-in-law, my wife's sister. She knows my Reddit account. It's her story, which is why I included it. Sister wife. I came here expecting funny SX stories. Realized there's a lot of creepy masseuses and clients. I should have known. I married a massage therapist. Little did I know how far their no sexual act code would go. PRN industry on a plot hunt. With gems like stepsister stuck in the dryer. Not really sure they would put this much effort into new plots. All hearsay on my end. But while I was down near Gulfport after Hurricane Katrina, one of the guys in a crew I worked with went to a local massage parlor that was, well, a front. Ended up with more than he'd bargained for. And after telling co-workers, word got around really quick to the other debris cleanup crews in the area. I never saw it firsthand. I was FEMA and they were construction cleanup crews, so there was a professional distance. But lol, some of these guys had no filters and thought this would impress the younger FEMA inspector, I guess. Apparently this isn't uncommon. Massage parlors being fronts for essentially bordellos. And now I'm worried about needing a massage someday and accidentally walking into one of these establishments. I, 31F, am a massage therapist and I've been in the field for around 3 years. I've been asked out on dates a couple times. And I declined, and that's about as far as it goes generally. I've seen my fair share of erections through the sheets. It's quite common when they relax. But there was this one man who said he'd tip me real good if I gave him a really deep tissue massage. He was so pompous I beat the snot out of him. He never really said anything, but he would literally wag his raging erection at me, and I took it as a clear SOL message. Even though he didn't really do anything inappropriate. He tipped me $40 and I felt kind of dirty. I beat the snot out of him. That has two very different meanings. I'm a male and I was a massage therapist for 5 years. I only had one lady that made me uncomfortable during a massage by asking me what my fetishes were and what not. It was pretty easy to change the subject to something else. Most of the time it was guys trying to push it by brushing their hands against my legs on purpose. I'm talking obviously on purpose, or weird shit like thrusting their hips upwards while making straight eye contact. It's kind of easy to gauge from the get-go when someone is expecting something else. I've always been able to defuse the situation. But if all else fails, we are trained to just end the massage and document. I went to a massage for the first time and my mom requested a female for me because she didn't want a perv touching me. I drove myself to the salon and when I walked in everyone was looking at me weird like I wasn't supposed to be there. They also said they didn't have an appointment under mine or my mom's name. They said it must have been their fault, so they took me back anyways. Well, I got a man. No big deal. And he was doing his thing and I was doing mine. Everything was fine until he said, "I've never massaged anyone like you before." I asked what he meant. He said, "This place is typically just for men." I felt weird, but he continued, "I prefer men, but women need pleasure too." And then I got my clothes up and left. I wasn't even at the right place. Getting ready to read some bullshit. For a massage therapist, this is pretty serious stuff. They could lose their license. I think this sort of thing would be exceedingly rare. Not to mention immoral. A friend of mine is a masseuse. And when we first chatted about our respective careers, I couldn't help but asking whether he'd ever had a saucy encounter while working. His reply was, "When I began I was always hanging out to massage attractive women." I quickly realized that it's 99% middle-aged men who've let themselves go and have joint issues. I used to be a massage therapist here in Las Vegas 20 years ago. I had problems with male clients asking me for happy endings, FKU friends, and female clients offering me sex instead of paying me in the money. It was just one headache after another. I finally went back to working as a utility porter for the casinos. Might get buried, but I'll chip in. A friend of mine told me that one of her co-workers, who was a masseur, was giving a massage to a female client and decided to try and slip a finger in. Well, the client was a cop. Simple to say, he won't be working again for a long time. He kissed me on my bottom. We were at the bar and she asked if I wanted to check out her spa. I said yeah, and we drove over and she opened it up and we went inside. It was hair salon massage parlor. She took me up to her area and shut the door. She put on some David Gray and lit some candles and laid me down and started messaging my back. Rolled me over and started on the front. A little foreplay and we had sex for a good 2 hours on that skinny table. It was awkward but amazing. I can still hear the music and smell the oils and candles. Good times. And she was an incredible massage therapist as well. Went back many times for normal massages. I know a girl who got super horny during a massage session and asked her therapist if he'd finger blast her. Apparently he sheepishly did so. I got a gift certificate to a local massage therapist I'd never been to before. It was very, how can I say this diplomatically? Very traditional. I'm about 75% sure my massage therapist was trying to offer me the upgrade a few times during my massage. Luckily, I didn't get aroused because I think that would have been a green light. Not gonna lie, I think I did this by accident. I was getting PT for my neck and had a student massaging my neck. And I mentioned that if he was even in the area of my university, I was home for the summer, that we should hang out. I never meant it as anything more than hanging out. But after that the actual physical therapist did all the massages instead. I'm popping popcorn for this. Take your horny ass to Quora. I'm a massage therapist and my first professional massage I had to give a practical to a coworker. Now 3+ years later we are married. So, things never got SZOL at work. But they did at home. My mom got knocked up by our chiropractor. My dad knew she cheated but raised my brother as his own. My brother is 15 and still doesn't know. I'm sure that was an adjustment. Best story I've heard. Guy goes to get a massage at a Thai massage place. Towards the end he gets an erection and she notices, asks if he would like wonky wonky. Full stop. He said yes, that would be great. I once heard about a guy who went to his usual haircut place to get a massage but ended up getting a hand job and had to call his dad to pay for it. This is an original story that I am telling. Not me and not a masseuse, just my poor dumb jarhead friend. I told my friend about being able to get a massage at one of the bigger bases when we were deployed to Afghanistan. He gets one, accidentally comes on the poor masseuse. So a bunch of briefing come out about the masseuses on the bigger bases not being SX workers. Everyone thinks it's because people were trying to get SX. Turns out my friend was slightly sleep SX deprived, came all over some poor lady. He described it as waking up from a wet dream. With unending embarrassment. He said it just wouldn't stop. An entire year of no SX and all stress. I am neither, but I asked my masseuse this once. She said they would get messages all of the time on the office phone requesting full release massage. They only did referrals and still this repeat client made the move. She said the tone of conversation got a little weird and 5 minutes later he grabbed her leg and held on and started pulling her towards him. She flipped the massage table and ran downstairs to a different office building to call the cops. Let me start by saying I'm no longer a therapist. I was an LMT for 7 years. I worked in spas, clinics, and towards the end of my time as a therapist I worked on call. In spas and clinics. It happened 14 times or so. But when it really picked up was when I was working on call. I would get requests for 2 hours session that started at 11:30 PM. I knew what was up. But I had a little trick to it. I would do the session first. Then finish the session. Announce that the session was over. And then get to the hanky panky. Did I feel like a WH3? Not really, these women just wanted to feel loved. So that is what I did. I gave them physical love. And they paid bank $$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$ fine. Semicolon. Had a ducking blast doing it. Then I had a daughter with another LMT and decided to switch careers, so now I'm doing network engineering. Well, my uncle met his wife when she was working as a masseuse. I had a girlfriend that was a physical therapist and she decided to give me a massage. Something she had never done for me before, and I expected it was going to end up Masseuses. But she found something about my spine that concerned her and she started to manipulate the sore spot. It was incredibly painful. I was in agony and she kept doing it, so I got mad and told her to stop. It ruined the mood because she was also mocking me for not being able to take it. I guess that is the opposite of what this thread is looking for. Damn, I pray this post gets some traction. Just don't say that on the massage table. LMT here. One of my male clients jerked off in my trash can after I concluded the massage and left to let him get dressed. I never scheduled him again. There was another guy that I saw a lot when I was fresh out of massage school who would hint towards sexual activities more and more every time I saw him. I brushed it off because it was good money till he tried to spank me. My schedule got too busy to book him after that session. I really wish prostitution was legal so people would stop coming to us to get off. Edit. Thanks for the silver. That's a first. Either a place is sketchy and offers happy endings as regular practice, or it is a professional operation where sexual encounters are entirely off the table. Despite what Pornhub may lead you to believe. My ex-girlfriend owns a massage studio and has had to kick a few clients out and even press charges against one guy that literally put his therapist's hand on his penis. If you are dating your massage therapist, don't try to take things in a sexual direction. This is literally one of the most stressful aspects of being a massage therapist. All that said, I definitely did get a happy ending once when my ex gave me a massage in her studio after hours. We had been dating for about 6 months at the time. It was about as good as you'd expect. Hi. So my wife is a massage therapist. She has a strict policy and I'm positive it wouldn't go down like this. It's like any other job. I wouldn't come to McDonald's and ask for a blowjob on the side of my burger. Her right hand is constantly sore when she gets home. Specifically the wrist. But she says she just uses it more. Just because you don't want a McBlowjob doesn't mean I don't. When I was 18 on a family cruise holiday around the Caribbean. On a day at sea we won the pub quiz and won vouchers for a session in the spa. I opted to use mine on a deep tissue massage. Being 18 and recently single. When I was on my back and she did my legs, I got rock hard. The woman was Filipino and stunning. When I stood to get dressed, the boner was obvious as hell. Just before leaving the room. After she came back in to check I was okay. She gave me a squirt of massage oil in my hand and said for bathroom. Laughing. I was red-faced embarrassed. Then had an epic wank and a spa shower. If made up answers is all that you want, you can go to Quora. I am a licensed esthetician. I do full body waxes. And let me tell you. As a former professional massage therapist in the US, I have worked on all types of bodies from obese to a few models. Usually somewhere in between. During my sessions I communicate with my client and try to help with any physical discomfort or just relax them if that's what they need. Every so often my mind might wander into the realms of what if. But mostly I am working on a meat machine trying to assess and repair by literally feeling the muscles and tendons under the flesh. Most therapists make this their living, so it's not worth a dear penthouse moment to risk all that time and money invested in getting their license. I will say though, I have no hesitation using my skills on an actual date. And have never had a complaint.